Welcome to Signs of Life, exploring survival of consciousness. Brought to you by Forever Family Foundation. On the web at foreverfamilyfoundation.org.
I call your name. The echo is haunting. The echo is always the same. I call your name. The echo is haunting. An echo can never be changed. So I call your name. Your name.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Mediums and Messages on Signs of Life Radio, brought to you by the Forever Family Foundation. I'm Joe Peretta, and I'm your host for this evening. We'll be taking your calls live on air in just a minute to bring through some messages from your loved ones in spirit, so give us a call here on the show at 1-888-627-6008, and if possible, try to use a landline phone for the best reception. Our sponsor tonight is Hugs from Heaven, turning loved ones' clothing into loving memories, and you can visit them on the web at hugsfromheaven.com, and we spell that Hugz. Our guest medium on the show tonight is Dusten Lyvers, and he'll be joining us in just a moment. But first, we have a couple of quick updates. On April 11th to April 13th, we have our Spring Grief Transformation Retreat. Unlike other transformation retreats, the April retreat is only for parents who have lost a child. It was featured on the Netflix series Surviving Death, and it's a very special, all-inclusive weekend of like-minded people and experienced facilitators coming together to share, learn, explore, and discover. This retreat features a cast of extraordinary mediums and will feature a combination of small breakout sessions and general presentations, all designed to open minds to the reality that there is life beyond the physical death. The retreat will be limited to a maximum of 54 attendees, and smaller breakout sessions will further enhance the overall experience. This event actually is full at the moment, but there's a waitlist which you can join by checking out our website. And if you can't get to this retreat, there are two more next year, one in July, and I believe another one in October that we haven't posted yet. So please check out our website for those events and more events. The website is foreverfamilyfoundation.org. Okay, so let's get to our show tonight. Let me introduce our guest. Our guest medium tonight is Dusten Lyvers, and in addition to being a certified medium for the Forever Family Foundation, Dusten is also a certified Reiki master, and he uses healing energy in his spiritual therapy sessions. Dusten is also a licensed counselor in the state of Michigan. He has a master's degree in education, as well as a master's in spirituality, culture, and health. And he also studied at the prestigious Arthur Findlay College in England. In his private practice, Dusten offers psychic readings, group mediumship sessions, and spiritual counseling. He also teaches workshops in medium development and intuitive development. And I'm so happy to have my friend Dusten back on the show. Hi, Dusten.
Hey, Joe. How you doing?
I'm doing good. And I realized that this bio is a little outdated because I believe you have a PhD at this moment in time.
Almost. I'm just a few months out. So, yeah,
All
I
right,
feel like
it's coming.
in school for my whole life. So it is finally coming to
Yes.
an end.
You have definitely been in school for as long as I know you. I got certified almost 10 years ago, I think. And you've been in school the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good. All right, well, congratulations. So what's your master's in?
Well, the PhD is going to be, it's in
A PhD, rather, yeah.
Counselor, Education, and Supervision, and it's through Western Michigan University. My chair is Dr. Gary Bischoff, so I've done a lot of research on my area is actually, you'll find this probably interesting, is on humor. So I look at multicultural humor, how to use humor in counseling, and I use a lot of humor in my mediumship too. So really in all of my work areas, I use a lot of humor. But I've also done a little bit of research in spirituality too, through my program as well too. So.
Oh, I love that. So, you know what? We have some time to talk before we get to the phone lines. And I'm sure you're probably one of the best people, actually, I could ask about this. When I was in therapy, I haven't been in a minute, which everyone should be in therapy for various reasons.
Especially in the U.S.
Yeah, that's
if you live in the U.S.
Yeah, different radio show. But my therapist always used to joke with me and say that we kind of did the same thing. And, you know, I had thought it, but I didn't want to say it because I'm like, oh, God, this woman went to school for like, a million years. And I just one day was like, all right, I can do this. But there is some crossover. And have you noticed that in your own work? Like how it's, is it hard sometimes to not have like the therapist hat on when you're doing a mediumship reading, or vice versa? Like, how's that work?
Well, that's actually, Joe, I'm so glad you asked this question. And I'm actually going to be writing a book after I do my PhD that's going to have a lot of answers or ways to think about
Oh,
these
okay.
things. So we want to think about the boundaries between the professions, of course, the ethics and the legal. Of course, you don't want to get in big trouble. But you also have some ways that the two professions also enhance one another. So there's certainly risks, but also benefits to having both,
Right.
and I think that that's really important. And I'd like to use what I've learned along the counseling way, and especially in teaching and also in supervising, to bring that to the intuitive and mediumship world to better help and enhance our profession on the medium side too. So that's really
Mm.
what the book is also going to be about, kind of taking the best from both professions, how to understand the boundaries, the risks and the benefits. So, yeah, I've been working on this book for a little while. And once I'm done with school, I'm going to really be putting a lot into it.
Oh, very nice. You know what, that I think that's so important. And you know what too, what I find, what I think that'll be, so valuable for people is, I sometimes think that, so I'll give you an example first before I make my point. I've had people say to me, "Oh my goodness, I've been in therapy for years. I got one mediumship reading and it changed my life." And that really can happen. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
Yes, yes, it
and
can.
I don't think that has anything to do with the quality of the therapist or therapy in
No.
general. I really think it's just based on what a person needs. I think
Yeah. So
sometimes, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
that's going to also be in the book. It's going to be finding the healing path for you. So a lot of people, they don't know what they want or what they need. They don't understand. They don't know, okay, do I need a reading? Do I need energy work? Do I need therapy?
Right.
They don't know. So it's going to be helping the lay person. That's the word we use for anyone, like a regular day-to-day person,
Right.
finding the best path for them. So the book is going to be a guidebook. Also
Oh, that's
understanding the professions, but also helping people find what they need.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
I think that's so amazing, because I do feel one of the biggest misconceptions, I think, one of, not the only one, obviously, but one of, about mediumship and just intuitive work in general, is that I think people sometimes think it's gonna do more than therapy could, or do what therapy can do, and it's not that. You know what I mean? Like, it can be therapeutic, but unless, I really think, for, and this is very important for, what we do, the work we do for the foundation, for grief, I think it's super important, because
Yeah.
if you're really struggling to connect with someone, or you lose somebody, and you can't even put value on, what that can do for a person after someone that they love
Absolutely.
passes.
Well,
But,
the
uh,
two enhance also one another. So I'm
right,
also
right.
on a referral list for a lot of therapists who have referred their clients in therapy to me to do
Oh yeah,
readings for them.
I refer people to therapists all the time, because I
Yeah.
sometimes it sounds rude sometimes when I say it, but I'm like, you don't need me. You need a mental health professional. I don't mean it in a bad way. But because sometimes people will come and they're looking for something that I'm just not qualified.
Yes.
Grandma can only tell you so much, or your husband, or whoever. At a certain point, you have to do the work, and that's where the therapy comes in.
Mhm.
So I'm so happy that you're going to write about it, and you're a person who's in both worlds, because I think that's really important to get the perspective from someone who can do both, because I'm saying this out of observation. I'm not a therapist. You know what I mean? Like, I might be a good
Well, you
medium.
kind of, I think you have therapy qualities.
Yeah, you know what? Well, if it comes from the family that I do, you might you might know how to pick a thing. No, I'm kidding. I'm
Oh,
teasing.
you're
If
great.
they're listening, I'm sorry. I'm teasing you all. But I think that's great. So when do you graduate next May? You have one more semester?
Well, that's the party. So hopefully you'll be there. The
Yes.
party will be actually on my late mentor's birthday. So that's John's birthday
Oh.
when he died. Yeah, he was my mediumship mentor for a very long time, of course, as you know. But I hopefully, knock on wood, I'll be done before May 25th. Hopefully, I'm not waiting till the very end. It'll probably be
Hopefully.
around April. Yeah, probably around
Okay, so a few more months. All right, and then the book. Well, 2 months after. No, I'm kidding.
April.
No, just-
Well, I'm going to be spending a little bit of time on this book because it's not going to be, a lot of mediums have autobiographies. They just talk
right.
about themselves and their lives, and that's fine. I'm not knocking anybody for that. But I think that our field and the field of therapy need something like this. We
I
need
agree.
a book like this. It doesn't exist. There's a need for it. And I feel like I'm qualified to publish about this.
Yeah, I totally agree. And you'll have, listen, that PhD, people will listen for sure when they see that. So it's very important.
I'm excited to slap that on the book. It's going to say Dusten Lyvers PhD.
Dr. Dusten. I love it.
Putting that everywhere. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. I love that. Okay, so before we get to the phone lines, do you have any? I mean, I don't know when you would find the time to be doing events, but do you have any events online, in person, anything you want to let everyone know about?
Well, I will be doing my events in the spring, so that's when I'll be contacting all the vendors again, and then I'll probably will be offering a few things online. I'm holding off a bit because I'm moving back home to Indiana. And I finally have a date, so it's going to be in March. So it's going to be early March that I start to really roll out the events for the rest of the year. But right now we're just kind of tentatively planning, but I really wanted to get everything together after March, once I'm settled.
Okay, nice. Okay, so if anyone wants to see you in person or go to an online event, is your website the best place to have them pay attention? keep watch?
For sure. The e-blast, I sent out an e-blast. It's on my link tree, so you can go to them there, and that has a list of the events too.
Cool.
Yep.
So DustenLyvers.com is your email, your website, right?
That's right. Yeah, and then it should have the e-blast on the link tree too, because the link tree is on all my socials and everything. So
cool. And you can find Dusten's website on the Forever Family website too. We have that directory there. But if anyone wants to know how it's spelled,
really?
Oh yeah. We're all on the all the certified mediums. We have a link to our websites on the Forever Family website, so it's easy to, if you don't remember Dusten's name, but you heard of a guy. There's
what was that guy's name? What was that weird man that was on the radio?
Just click around and you'll find the four men that are on the list or whatever. You'll eventually find Dusten.
Are there's four of us now? You have four men.
So now? It's me, you, Maurice, and John Holland. I think that's
yes.
I don't. Oh my God! And Dave Campbell. 5. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
I don't think I'm. Wow, we're taking over. 5 out of 30.
Whoa, I don't know about all that.
Watch out, ladies.
It's good to have diversity.
Yes. Awesome. Okay, so before we take our first caller, if we take your call on air, I'll call out to you by your first name, and you can let us know if you'd like to make a connection with Spirit, and Dusten will do a mini reading for you. Or if you have a question instead, we're always happy to take your questions. Okay, Dusten, you ready for the first caller?
I am. Bring them on.
All right. Awesome. Okay, first up, we have Shirley from New York. Hi, Shirley.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good, thanks. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Oh, good. Okay, so Shirley, did you want to make a connection with Spirit, or did you have a question for us?
I actually would like to make a connection with Spirit.
Okay, you got it. I'll turn you over to Dusten.
Cool. Hi,
Thank
Shirley.
you.
How you doing?
Hi, good. How are you? Yep.
Good.
Yep, I certainly can.
Okay, cool. Actually, I feel one stepping forward right away, right when you were first speaking. This is definitely a male that's coming forward. He comes through above me, which is my symbol for more of a father figure that's departed. He's putting pressure on my chest area, which is my symbol that he would have had something that happened with the heart or the lungs that happened with his departure. This feels like a pretty close relationship between you and him, but also it feels like there was a separation with him. So usually when I feel this, that means that there was like a physical distance, like if you guys moved away, or like you weren't able to see him as much. So do you know who that is?
I think so.
Okay, well, it's got to be a father figure. So how do you understand that?
Yes, I do understand that. Should I add in, or should I just hear what you
can validate what I'm saying. Yeah, don't tell me a bunch of other stuff, but I need to make sure it's a father figure.
It is a father figure, but it's not my father. It is a father figure.
All right. How do you understand the separation? Because he's talking about a separation between the two of you. So where does
he used to do a lot of traveling, so he was never as I guess, never around as much as,
physically.
he could.
So you weren't able
right.
to physically be with him or be with him. Because he's telling me to tell you that even though you weren't always able to see each other, he wants you to know that he always loved you, and he still does. Like, the feelings are very strong, even though you guys weren't always able to see each other. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then he shows me the number 2. Usually when I see numbers, most of the time, not always, but most of the time when I see them, that's my symbol for a set of children. So where did the 2 kids come in? Is that him, you? Who's got the 2 kids?
I actually have 3, so I'm not sure.
Okay. He's showing me 2. Usually when I see, like I said, usually when I see numbers, it's in reference to a set. So usually it's like a set of 2. So that could be if there's like twins, or there's like 2 that are, close in age, and then there's one that's like way far away. Or if there's, you know what I mean, but there's gotta be 2. So I don't know if that's him, you, or it's a different person with the 2 kids.
I have to think about that. It could be 2 because 2 are my girls. I have 2 girls, and they are very close. I'm not sure if that's maybe the 2.
Possibly. Let me work with him a little more. Okay, let me see if he can tell me more about the kids. I think there's one that's actually out of state. So are there 2 that like live close or something, but one that's like far away? One of them like out of state. He's telling me out of state.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, so you've got 3 kids, 2 are close by, and then one's like far away.
Yes. Well, yes. I mean, it depends on what you mean close by. Close by within driving distance. So okay. I do have 3 children. One is close. One is in proximity in New York. Another one is in D.C., which is not that far. It's a drive, but it's not out of state. And I do have one out of state in California. So you are right about that.
Yeah. Okay. I think he wants me to talk about the 2 kids that are close by. So this is interesting.
Okay.
So I'm not allowed to diagnose or give medical advice, but he's showing me my symbol for, this looks like mental health stuff. Does one of them have like a mental health thing going on? Let's talk about the 2 kids that are like close by, not the one that's far away.
Mental health? No, not that I'm aware of.
This feels like I swear it's. Oh,
could he have been reflecting about himself?
That's possible. I might be misinterpreting this. Let me see. Because he's referencing the mental health with the children. So, like, I don't understand. Either the kids, something's going on with the kids, or he's talking about something that would have impacted his relationship also with the children. So if he had mental health stuff and that impacted his ability to be with the kids, that would fit. Because it's got to be something with the mental health stuff and the children. So.
Okay, and it's referencing one. I guess maybe because his departure did impact my children, his departure.
Okay. So he knew the kids, and then the mental health stuff happened with the departure, and then the children
as a result.
Okay,
I'm thinking as a result.
Okay, I understand. He's talking about the impact on the children. Let me see. It looks like it's actually getting better. He shows me an upward sign. So when I see an upward slope, that means that they're healing, it's getting better. So that the kids seem to be, working with this. I mean, do they seem to be, you know what I mean?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Because he wants you to know that they're on an upwards track, that they're doing good, they're able to heal after this loss. So he's talking about those 2 kids the ones close by. The one that's far away, I want him to tell me a little bit about the one that's far away.
Okay.
He says this one's doing good. I think your kids are all doing all right.
Well, thank you. That's good to hear. As a mom, you always want to hear that.
He says they're doing good. Let's see here. He says you've been doing really good with the kids, actually. I feel like... Let's see. Interesting. I know you're all New York people. He's telling me there's something about George or Georgia. Usually when I hear that, that means it's someone's name, or it can be the state of Georgia, but he's telling me something about George or Georgia. Is that someone's name, or did somebody do something in Georgia?
That I can't, no, I can't, right now I can't think of anything related to Georgia.
Okay. You'll have to remember this. And is there someone you could ask, someone that's, alive that would have known him very well or might know that?
Yes. About Georgia.
Yeah.
I have to think about that one. I can't make a connection with that.
Okay. Ask somebody that's close to him about the name George or Georgia or the state of Georgia. It's something about George or Georgia. Let's see here.
Just about 30 seconds left.
Oh, okay. Oh my God, that's going by fast. I want to see if he'll say something about you. I feel like he's talking about all these other people, your kids, and he's talking about all these people. I'm like, give her a message. Give her something for her. He says to thank you for coming to see him. Were you able to see him towards the end?
No.
Interesting.
Yeah. So he died tragically, and no. I could not.
He says to thank you for seeing him.
I go visit him.
You mean after he's been departed?
Correct.
Okay. This is interesting. I thought it was before he passed. Let's see here. I wonder if he's... if he's talking about you. Let's see. I don't know if he's talking about you or if it might be this George or Georgia person. Let's see. And then this is interesting. He shows me a white flower. He might be referring to you. Do you have like a white flower in connection to him or something? Or is there like a white flower? It's like very close to him.
A white flower is symbolic of what?
With him. So I don't know if someone gave him a white flower. Or there's one like in memory of him, or like there's like a white. Where does the white flower come in?
No, I can't make a connection with the white flower just yet. I'm going to think about that. Georgia and George and white flower.
Yeah, ask about a white flower. Again,
okay,
he's saying to thank you for coming to see him. I don't know if it's you or if it's this George or Georgia. Send me an email. I want to know something about it.
Okay.
All right, you guys, but listen, we do have to get to the next caller, but Shirley, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you. Can I really email you with the information or no?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I like people to follow up. Yeah, I always ask people to ask. Yeah. Yes.
And the email I can get from how? Dusten?
It's just my name. It's Dusten@Lyvers.com. That's my email.
Live.com. Okay, terrific. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and your reading.
Thank you for calling, Shirley.
You're welcome.
All right, take care. Okay, awesome. All right, Dusten, you ready for the next one?
Yep.
Okay, cool. We have Gigi from California. Hi, Gigi.
Hi, thank you for taking my call, and I'm quite excited. And I would like, first of all, Dusten, I wish you very good luck with your book, and I will certainly get it and read it. It sounds very interesting, and I think you are writing about something exactly what is needed.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I would like to make a connection with spirit. I have been a widow for exactly 10 years now. I lost my
Gigi,
husband very, very
don't tell
much.
us too much.
You're giving me too much information.
Well, hand it over to Dusten. All right.
Sorry. Yeah, we don't like to know things.
Okay.
We call that feeding the medium.
Yes. Okay.
Well, I actually think there's two spirits here. There's a mom figure, but I also believe there might be the husband too. I think there's two. Wait, whose mom is departed? Is that you or his? Because I think there's a mom that's actually passed.
No, my mom, I'm not a mom. And my husband has been gone for 10 years, and it's. I was wondering whether he has a message for me.
Okay, but is his mom also passed, or is your mom passed? Because there's someone's mom.
That could be my mom, who has passed away 25 years ago.
Okay, because the mom is telling me that she's with him. I feel like they're together. I'm going to try to bring in him. It sounds like you want to hear from him. But your mom is here too.
Yes.
So let me
okay.
see. Okay. They
didn't get along in real life.
Well, they're together now. Where does the decline come in? So when I see a decline, that's my symbol for an illness that lasted for a while. So does that sound like your husband? Because I'm aware of an illness.
Yes, my husband died suddenly with a heart attack from one moment to another.
That's not your husband. This might be your mom. Because
yes.
heart attack is not a long illness.
No, and she lived up to the age of almost 90, and she died in her sleep at 89. She was very healthy.
It's telling me they had something for a long time. I'm more inclined to say this might be the mom. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see.
But she had dementia, yes.
A departure from the chest area. Did they ever find out how she passed? Because she's making me feel the chest. So I feel like that's with your mom. Long illness and then the chest area. Did they ever know, or did they ever ask?
She was in Germany and I was here when she passed away. So,
okay, so you may not know.
We had difficulties together. But I worked it out, and I'm at peace with her, and I'm grateful, and I think all is well between us now.
Okay. Well, she's definitely here. Let me see if I can get the husband. She keeps popping in. Let me see. Okay. The personality feels, let's see. I think this might be him. I like him. He's making me feel a smile on my face, very positive.
Yes, yes, he was very positive, yes, very charming.
He makes me feel very busy. Was he always doing stuff? I feel like I'm always moving around and doing stuff. Is that him? He's always busy, always moving around?
Yes, the same as in life.
Yeah, I need you to hear a yes. Yeah, so I need a yes or a no. Okay.
Yes.
So I've got to hear you. He's here. Let's see. Okay. He says you wonder what he thinks. Like, I think he's talking about towards the end of his life. Like, afterlife decisions.
Yes.
Well, overall, he says you're doing good. He says that there was some instructions. So was there like a will, but it wasn't like super, clear, or there was still like some questions, you know what I mean? Because he's talking about after his passing.
Yes, but I worked out everything. Everything, is fine. And there were a few little hurdles, but I could manage them.
He says to tell you did good. So he's taking responsibility that he didn't have everything super clear. He says he's sorry about
yes, thank you. Yes.
He says you handled it well, okay?
Yes, as long
30
as
seconds
he's helping me now. He's helping me now in my life.
Another health thing, actually. I feel like I'm aware of my legs, something with my leg or my foot. So do you have something going on with that? Are you like walking or something?
No, but he was in a bicycle accident, and he had a bad leg, which was treated before his heart attack.
Wow. Well, he's telling me he's walking. He says that the leg's doing good. So
good.
I thought he was talking about you. Like he's talking about.
No, my legs are fine.
Okay, well, his legs are good. He's keeping an eye on you. I mean, he's around.
Thank you.
He says that you can hear him. Have you heard his voice? Like, have you heard him? Like, he's making me feel like you've heard him.
No, sometimes I just feel the vibration that he's keeping an eye on me and he's watching over me, and that our love is still alive, and I think eternal, that we will meet again, definitely.
Yep. You're going to have to remember that I said this, because I feel like you're actually going to be hearing him. So if you haven't already, this might be something that hasn't happened yet.
Yes.
Because he's...
Yes.
So you'll have to remember this. And same with the first lady. Send me an email. I want to know. I want to know when
mother,
he hears. Yes, but he's with your mom. I know you said they didn't get along, but she's telling me they're together.
Okay, they made peace.
They must have, because they're together. Yeah, so. Yeah,
yes. Okay, that's amazing. Yes, thank you so much.
Awesome.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you for calling in, Gigi. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Okay, Dustin, you're on a roll. I love it.
I know. I'm waiting for the first lady. I feel like she's going to email me before the show's over. I'm like,
can I tell you, just as an ego side note, I used to love coming on this show and doing readings when people wouldn't understand something, and the next morning they'd be like, "Oh my God, I called my sister."
Oh, I know. I love that. I love that.
Like,
I save them all in a folder. I have.
I have a folder too in my email of people that like invalidated things, because it's so rare for us. Like, a lot of times you tell someone something and they don't realize what it is in the moment, and then after we don't usually get the follow up. So we're like, oh, blew that reading, and then
so true.
You get the follow up and you're like, the validation, like, oh my God, thank God. Okay, ready for the next caller?
I am.
All right, cool. Next up, we have Carrie from Cleveland. Hi, Carrie. Carrie, you there?
Carrie?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, thanks. So, Carrie, did you want to make a connection with Spirit, or did you have a question for us?
I would love to make a connection with Spirit.
Okay, great. I'll turn you over to Dustin for a mini reading.
Say that everyone's going to want a connection. Who wouldn't want one?
I'm good.
All right. Give me a second here. Let's see who steps in. Okay. It's actually, I think there's a younger male that's passed. This one's not old.
Yeah, yep, you're onto something.
I know, he's here. I like him. He's got a good personality. Very positive, very fun. This one's fun. Do you know who that is? This one's very close. Very close relationship.
Yeah, it's my son. He was 3.5.
This one's a big goofball. Did you like he was, I know you said he's 3.5, but this one's a goofball. I mean, was he a very funny kid?
He was like an old soul, yet super silly.
He's stepping forward here. Let's see. He says you still have some of his items. Did you keep, like, let's see. It feels like the clothes are still kept, and I still see his toys. Do you still have, like, a lot of those items?
Yeah. I have 3 other kids, and at first we put them away, and then it felt good to have the other kids play with his toys, so it could be like, playing with him in some way.
Yes. He says he wants you to know you kept his things, his clothes, his toys. I see like a bunch of stuff that was kept. It wasn't just like one item. He shows me a bunch.
No, pretty much everything.
Yeah. He knows about that. Let's see. This feels like he's telling me this was a struggle during his life. You don't need to bare your soul to everybody, Carrie, okay? Especially when you have a loss like this. I know you don't want to sensationalize everything like that. It's very personal. But she's telling me that there was a health thing that was with him for a while. So was he born with something, do you know? Or did you ever get those details? Do you know about any of that?
No, we did find out, although we had no signs, but we did find out he had chronic ear infections that we didn't know about.
Interesting. Because he's telling me he had health stuff going on a lot of his life. You know what I'm saying? Like for a long time. Mm-hmm. And then it feels like, again, I'm feeling a lot of pressure. I feel my head, but also my chest. So do they know how he passed? Because I actually feel both areas. I don't know if he also had heart and lung stuff and something with the head. Like he's making me feel a couple different parts of my body.
Yeah, he had a very untimely seizure. I guess I'll just say that.
Okay, so that's the brain. And then what happened with the chest, though? Did it affect the breathing or the heart or something? Do you know?
Yeah, and then he stopped breathing.
Okay. So he's just validating how he passed. So a seizure to me would be the brain, and then the breathing, of course, would be the lungs and the chest. So he's just letting you know the different parts of the body. I want you to know he's doing good. So he's very positive. He's moving around. This is interesting. He shows me the number 6. I don't know if that's like the age that he would be or someone 6.
No, we always call ourselves the 6-pack.
What do you? Oh, you guys are the 6-pack? What's that? That's like your name for yourselves or something, like the family.
Yeah, the Kelly 6-pack.
That's cute. He's still saying he's aware. It's cute.
About a minute left.
Let's see. There's I feel like you're gonna talk to me and say I'm a crazy person. I've been saying some things to a couple other callers that they didn't always know. Sometimes when I do readings, things come through that people don't always know, or things that haven't come to pass. There's actually a connection, I feel, to Europe. And then I think there might actually be France. So have you been wanting to go over there, or did you take a trip over there? He's telling me there's something about Europe and France. So what is that?
My parents have been traveling a lot, and I kind of thought that maybe he was going with them, his soul, his spirit was going with them.
Did they go to France and to Europe? They
did go to Europe. They might have gone to France. Maybe.
Okay, because he might be referring to your parents. So they are the ones that went to France and to Europe. Because he's telling me something about this. He says he likes this. I feel like he wants you to go. Why aren't you going with him? You're traveling with him. What are you doing?
Raising kids and working.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. We'll give you a pass.
Yeah. But no, we always called him Adventurous Archie, and so I imagine him just taking advantage of everybody traveling and wanting to go with him. So I don't know.
Well, he wants you to go with him too. He wants you to travel.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he wants you to go.
Dusten, do you mind if I jump in really quick? Or
Oh,
did that throw you off?
You can come in. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So Carrie, there was something I was seeing right before you got on the line that I don't know if this is going to make any sense to you at all. But I kept seeing an astronaut. I don't know if your son had any like interest in like space or something, or if there was like I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. I just keep seeing it. Do you have any idea what that is?
It could. Well, so he's a twin. Archie's a twin,
Okay.
and he always, there's with boys' clothes and stuff. There's always like a dinosaur version and like an airplane or rocket version.
Right, or like
and he was always the one who liked rockets. And
he was
that'll take because I was gonna say the way he showed me the astronaut, I was like, this is not someone who like works in aerospace or something. It was like it literally looked like the astronauts and like the art that you would see on like onesies.
Mm-hmm. That might be the clothes that I was seeing earlier. So if is there one with a rocket on it? Do you have that? Because that might be.
Yeah, it was kind of big on him, but his brother actually wears it. So,
wow. There you go.
But
this is teamwork. This is teamwork right now.
Yes. And then Carrie, there's one more thing that I do have to bring up that, and then we have to get to the next caller. But it doesn't sound like this was something that happened with your son, so I'm not sure where to place it. And I was kind of trying to mind my business and let Dusten do his thing. But do you know anyone who was born with either like a heart that was, I don't know, like enlarged, or there's like something? It almost feels like a minor like malformation of a heart, like where I don't know, people have like 4 ventricles and they're all the same size. Maybe someone was born with like one that was like shaped different or something, or like I feel like I can live with it. It's not a huge deal, but I have to watch it. Would you know who that is?
I don't, but it's weird. I was just like telling somebody this today that when he passed, we allowed him to be an organ donor, but the only thing that they could use were his valves, like for his heart. So
I wonder. You know what? I wonder if maybe he's trying to acknowledge that maybe they that helps somebody. I may take that. I don't want to make it fit because it's not. He didn't. I just kept seeing like the thing with the heart, but I'm wondering if you were just. I like to call current events. Like if you were just talking about it, what are the odds? You know what I mean? That would come up.
It could be that, or he has. My father-in-law has a heart issue, but I wouldn't say it's a congenital.
Well, but it would have to be something someone was born with. This feels very much like a genetic, like birth defect, or something like that. So just keep it there. It's okay if you don't understand right now. But just keep it there. But I'm sure you'll understand. It could easily be the thing with the organ donor, but if it's something else, I'm sure he'll make sure that you understand it. But Carrie, we do have to let you go and get to the next caller. We do appreciate that you called in, though.
Oh, I so appreciate you guys and your gifts. You brought me peace today, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Well, you take care, okay?
All right, you too.
Okay, bye-bye. All right. Okay, Dusten, next up, we have time for probably 2 more if we make it real quick. Okay, next up we have Kathy from Pittsburgh. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. Okay, so Kathy, did you want to make a connection with Spirit, or did you have a question?
Connection with Spirit, please.
Okay, great. You got it.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing really good. I've had a great day today.
Good.
All right. I do have someone stepping forward. This is definitely a male. He actually comes through with a cigarette in his hand. That's my symbol that he would have had something that happened with his departure or something that was also connected with smoking. This you're like, oh yeah, I know who that is. You do not sound happy about this.
Wow.
He's here. He is taking partial responsibility for his departure. So I hope you know with the smoking, he is saying, yeah, I shouldn't have done that.
Yes.
Let's see here. I like him. He's a little stubborn. This guy's a little, you know who? I mean, this feels like a very close relationship. Very stubborn kind of guy. But there's a lot of love here.
Thank you. That's my husband.
I was going to say, he's stepping to my side. So I was just about to ask you if this is like a husband or a brother. It feels like someone to my side. Yeah, no, this guy's still stubborn.
He is.
His personality is still very much the same. This is interesting. He shows me a few different locations, and then I'm aware of somebody's name. I want to talk about a connection to the state of Florida. So did somebody go there? Was there a trip there? Is there family there? What's the connection to Florida? He's talking about Florida.
I mean, I know a couple of people that live in Florida. Now, his son actually just got married in September, and his bachelor party was in Florida. I don't know if that's too much of a stretch.
So his son was just in Florida. Yeah, that's got to be the person in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's talking about his son in Florida. Let's see. Okay. He shows me a positive sign with his son. Let's see. Although I see them butting heads a bit. Do they not always get along all the time? I mean, what's some button heads?
Yeah, not anything unusual. Just,
Because it looks like a positive relationship, but I do see like butting heads. Like I think they have different, ideas and things.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. And then where does the name that I keep hearing is either Bob or Bill. So who is that? Who's Bob or Bill? That's connected to your husband.
I have a brother named Bob.
Oh, that's your brother. Okay. Did your husband know your brother? Because he's talking about this man.
Yes.
Okay. This is interesting. Let's see. I actually see the two of you connecting. So are you going to be like seeing him or something? Or you're like visiting with him?
Probably. I mean, nothing's planned, but I'm sure we will.
Okay, because he says he's happy that you guys are still visiting and hanging out. Let's see. It feels like it's interesting. Your husband is restricting my throat area. Usually when a spirit restricts my throat, that's my symbol that they couldn't communicate at the end of their life, or you weren't able to say goodbye to them. Or it could be the smoking, if that affected his throat area, like medically. So how do you understand his throat, like towards the end of his life? He's taking me towards the end.
He was on a ventilator. He couldn't speak.
Okay, so is that in his throat? You know what I mean? The thing?
Yeah.
Because he's telling me, this was a big deal. I don't think he liked this.
No, I don't think he did either.
Let's see. Some people are okay with that kind of stuff. This was not a good time. He really did not like this. He wants you to know that he's okay now. He's doing all right. He's funny. He's got a good sense of humor. He's showing me cards. Is he a card player? What's up with the cards? Let's talk about cards. What is that?
I mean, years and years ago, he used to play cards. And then, like, in more recent years, he played cards, like, on the computer, like solitaire kind of thing.
Sure, yeah. I don't care if you played cards in the beach or something. He had to be something with cards. He's telling me he's still doing his card games. It's kind of funny. Good. He's still doing his thing. Let's see here. He says that he wishes he would have had more quality time with you. I don't want to I just deliver messages, okay?
Yeah,
he's making me feel like he should have spent more quality time. Like he should have paid more attention to you. So do you understand that?
Yeah.
Because I was going to say,
Sort of,
this
yeah.
feels like a guy who kind of did his own thing, you know, and he says, I should have done more things with you.
No, we had a full house, so it was hard.
Yeah. Well, that's what he's saying to tell you. So I hope you know he really does feel that way. Let's see. He says your brother, I think you might actually be getting a little closer with your brother. You're going to have to remember this. You have to remember that he said this. Let's see. And let's see. What's up with the watch? Is there a watch that's in memory of him? He shows me a watch. Where does that come in? Someone has his watch or something?
Not in memory of him, but our son was wearing his watch and he broke it.
Yes. He broke his watch?
Well, not on purpose, but yeah.
Well, he says he knows about him wearing the watch. That would be like a watch in his. Yeah, that was his. He says he knows about that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's laughing about this. Interesting. He's taking me to Christmas time. I know we're at Christmas. It's definitely talking about Santa. This is kind of random. I don't know if he did something as Santa, if he dressed up as Santa. What's up with Santa? Did somebody used to actually dress up as Santa? Was that him? What is the Santa thing?
No, he never dressed up as Santa.
He's showing me someone dressed up. I swear they dressed up as Santa. If it wasn't him, it has to be somebody else. Let's see. Saying
I'll have to think about that.
It might be coming up. You're going to have to remember this.
Okay.
About 30 seconds left.
Yeah, I feel like someone's going to be dressed up like Santa. I don't know what that is. Let's see. And then... Oh, this is interesting. I just saw Florida earlier, but he's actually taking me to California. Where does the connection to California come in? I don't know if there was a trip out there.
That I don't know. Yeah, that one I don't know.
Okay. You're going to be in contact with his brother? Can you ask his brother about this?
Yeah, that was my brother, but yeah, I mean, he has brothers as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. I messed up. That's your brother.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, ask someone alive who would understand a connection to California, someone that might know that.
Okay.
And then it feels like whatever the California thing is, this feels like a work thing. I think somebody had to fly out there for work or something. It might be one of his people. I think it might be someone on his side. Let's see. He's keeping a tabs on them. And then he's saying that I think there's also another man. I know we're coming towards the end, but I'm hearing another name. I think there's an MI name, like Mike or Michael. I think it's a male. Who is that?
That's my other brother.
That's your brother? Boy, he's bringing through your brothers, man. Are you sure your brother didn't just go to California for a work trip?
No, my brother Mike. My brother Mike just died about a year ago.
Oh my God! You might be talking about Mike. Well, I know we're at the end, but I don't know.
Yeah, unfortunately, we are at the end of the show.
I think Mike's trying to come in, Joe. I don't know. Do you? We can't make an exception.
We do not. No, I'm so sorry. We do have to end the show because there's another one after ours. But thank you so much, Kathy, for calling. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dustin. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Kathy. Send me an email when you find out about California.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's so funny. Her husband's talking about all of her brothers.
I know. How funny is that? Okay, well, we are just about out of time, but I would like to thank our guest, Dusten Lyvers, for joining us tonight. And Dustin, if our listeners want more information about your work or want to schedule a reading, your website's the best place for that, right?
That's right. Yep. You can go ahead and schedule an appointment on my website, all my socials. It's all everywhere.
Cool. And it's all Dusten Lyvers at Dusten Lyvers, all that, right? DustenLyvers.com.
Yep, DustenLyvers.com. My email's
Perfect.
Dustin at Lyvers, and then all the social. Well, my Insta's fabulous, Dustin.
Oh,
And
yes,
then,
yes, it is.
but you can Google my name, and you can see all that in the link tree.
Okay, and actually, all the info is on the show page as well. If you find that too. All right, well, Dustin,
cool.
thank you so much for coming on. It's always a pleasure to talk to you on and off air. And I'd also like to thank our listeners for being with us tonight. And we do hope that each and every one of you find your way to healing. And we invite you to go to our website, visit us there at foreverfamilyfoundation.org. And just a quick reminder, Signs of Life will take a brief hiatus for the holidays, but we will be back on the air 3 weeks from today at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So we hope you'll tune in for that show. As always, I'm your host, Joe Peretta. And if you'd like to check out my work, you can visit me on my website at joeperetta.com. It's Perreta. Or on Instagram and TikTok at Joe Peretta. And in the meantime, I'd like to wish you all a wonderful evening and a very healthy and happy new year. And always remember, your loved ones are just a heartbeat away, and one day science is going to prove it. Good night, everybody.